Hey everyone. In this video, I will be giving you an overview on week 2 and we're gonna be doing this week. So, so I have an announcement where I also go over the assignments for this week. And if you go into course content, you will see the week 2 folder. Okay, with the important information and the link. So you'll see, we've got some lessons here on the focus for this week, which is digital communication, and some videos for you to watch. Definitely look at the lessons. The videos, are going to provide you with some useful ideas, some useful context, and then Pearson. The Pearson chapter is where you're going to need um, your Revel access. So if you have not already signed up for Revel, make sure you do so. Okay, so you can access Revel through this Pearson link. So when you go into Pearson, um, you'll be doing chapter 1 for this week. All right, and part of chapter 1 does involve some assignments that you have to do within chapter 1. And this is part of Revel. So you'll see when you log in, it'll make it clear what the assignment is for this week. Chapter 1. So you're going to be reading all of chapter 1 here, and then completing the shared writing and the chapter 1 quiz. All right. So the other, like the journals, exercises, you don't have to do those. All right. It's just shared writing, chapter 1 quiz. Okay. For shared writing, so it gives you a reflective writing assignment on the chapter. It doesn't have to be particularly long for the shared writing. Give me at least 50 words for those assignments. Just enough to show some reflection on the topic and what you're reading. Okay. But make sure to get credit for the week for chapter 1, you have to do both of these. All right. So both of those will show up in the grade book as part of your Revel grade. All right. So going back to Blackboard. Okay. So that's the first thing, do the overview, take a look at the lessons. Then I would dive into the reading. Okay. And complete the shared writing and chapter quiz for the reading. And then there are 2 other assignments. Let's do the discussion first. So communication skills discussion. Let's just take this to the discussion board. So the discussion board, okay, you'll see the assignment here. So for this one, the discussion thread is the minimum is 150 words, and you're writing on the top. Your topic is explain why communication skills are the universal job requirements, right? And you can use evidence from your textbook to support your responses. If you do so, make sure you give credit with a citation, okay, with the authors of the textbook. And you can also refer to your own experience. So the basic idea here is, the statement is claiming that communication skills are essential for any career. All right. So you're unpacking that and trying to explain why that's the case. All right. And then I want you to respond to 2 classmates' posts. Responses should be at least 25 words each. When you're responding, look for ways to add to or expand upon what the other person said in the posting. If somebody said something that you disagree with, okay, you might respond and explain why you disagree with somebody in your posting, as long as you can do so in a respectful way, right? You know, as long as you're not disagreeing about something that you are emotionally invested in, right? If that's the case, just don't respond to that person, right? So if for some reason, if you don't think you can respond, if you don't think you can disagree respectfully, then just don't take that approach. All right. So that is the assignment for communication skills for the discussion board. Okay, and then there's one more assignment that we have, which is the voicemail. All right, so okay, so the instructions, call the following number to leave your voicemail message. Okay, this is not my office number. Please do not call my office number for this assignment. This is a Google Voice number I've set up just for this. Okay, so the assignment is to leave a voicemail request for an informational interview. Right? An informational interview is when you ask someone who works in a professional career to discuss his or her experiences working in that career. So let's say that you're interested in becoming a veterinarian. All right. So you find somebody who's a successful established veterinarian, and you ask them if they will do an informational interview with you, where you just sit down and you ask them what it's like to be a veterinarian, what were some of the challenges to becoming a veterinarian, what recommendations do you have. You basically just pick their brain to get an insider's take on what this career is like. All right. This is something that you will actually be doing in a future assignment for this course. We'll be finding somebody to do an informational interview with. All right. So the voicemail, though, is just an exercise. All right. Whatever career you'd be interested in learning more about, I want you to pretend that I work in that career and that you're calling me out of the blue. You're cold calling me and asking me for an informational interview. So in other words, I want you to assume that I'm not your professor. I don't know who you are or why you're calling, and again, you're pretending that if you want to learn more about becoming a veterinarian, you're going to pretend that I am a veterinarian. All right. Okay. So when you call, you want to make sure that, you explain respectfully, professionally, who you are, why you're calling. All right. And then you also make sure that you end with clear instructions for how to get back in touch with you. So make sure you end your voicemail by repeating your name. All right. And then giving the phone number. All right. Always give the phone number twice when you're leaving a voicemail. All right. Even in these days where, your number is probably, attached to the voicemail and it's easy for them to call back. Always say your number out loud. Always say it twice. All right. Just in case it's a situation where maybe somebody's, listening to the voicemail and is trying to write down notes for later. It's just a good practice. Okay. So the voicemail, it should not be very long, right? I don't leave a really long voicemail. Just very, brief, to the point, but clear about who you are and why you're calling. That's what I'm looking for. I would practice it before you call and leave the voicemail. All right. If you call and leave the voicemail and you mess up, you can, I'll give you one makeover. All right. So if you call the voicemail and then halfway through, you just get completely frozen and stuck, then, and you hang up in a panic, I'll let you call back and do one makeover. Anything more than that, it's going to affect your grade. All right. So practice, make sure you know exactly what you want to say. You might even want to write it down and have it in front of you while you are, while you're leaving the message. Okay. So that is So that's the overview. So those are the assignments that are due this week. Again, they're due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I'll be posting more throughout the week, on these assignments and the content of the course. But until then, have a great week, and make sure that you get everything done by Sunday. Thank you.